Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the mask-wearing militant state of Michigan, FEMA Region 5, a state which has no economic recovery regions because we have Governor Whitmer. So, I told you Biden wouldn't, crap his pants or forget who he was. I told you he would, if you were expecting that probably wasn't going to happen. Now, I did say I wasn't going to watch the debate. And I didn't watch the debate. But I did sort of listen or watch Lamont at Large watch the debate last night. So I did hear it. And after the debate, and I'll get back to Lamont and Lamont's broadcast because it's kind of interesting. After the debate, I watched a few live shows and then some rebroadcasts. I watched the live show of New York City Guns on YouTube, and I watched what they had to say. If you're familiar with that meme of the two kids running, and that was sort of the parody on the CNN with the two kids that one was kind of chasing the other, and now Carpe Dunctum is getting sued along with the Trump administration because he turned it from two kids, one African American, one white kid hugging, to where when one kid was running off to his parent, the African American kid was running to his parents, the white kid started following him, and then Carpe Dunctum made a thing about a racist baby chasing another kid. Well, anyways, Carpe Dunctum was on LA Gun, or New York City Guns, and some other people, and their take on it was they were very critical of Donald Trump sort of leaving meat on the bone and not taking advantage of some openings that Biden had given him, and not correcting a lot of good people or whatever at Charlottesville comment. They were very critical of Mike Wallace and or was it Chris Mann? I'm sorry, I don't know. It was Mike Wallace. I keep thinking Mike Wallace is the father, but the narrator. I lost my train of thought on narrator. But they were critical of him, but they were thinking that Trump came in unprepared. Chris Christie and Mayor Rudy didn't really do a good job of prepping him, and Biden kind of came in and did his thing, and by the end of it, it was just kind of the Jerry Springer show, which it was a bit, from what I heard, was a bit of a Jerry Springer show. Then I listened to Mike Cernovich, a rebroadcast of Mike Cernovich on Periscope. And he sort of gave the same thing. Trump wasn't prepared. There's things he should have said. It was kind of a tie. And if it was a tie, that means Biden won. Someone made the comment on there that Scott Adams had called it a draw. And then I listened to a rebroadcast of Adam Gingrich. And he's a very pro-MAGA guy. A bit of a analyst, I guess you could say, political type advisor. And his take was, it was kind of a 2-on-1 with Biden and the narrator versus Trump, and how Mr. Wallace had had really did himself a disservice. And I believe on the Cernovich Periscope, they kind of said the same thing, that he's auditioning for a new job somewhere. But that always seems to be the case, and I don't know why. Especially, George Stephanopoulos, Snuffleupagus. The narrators seem to always want to get in some kind of gotcha moment. Like their careers are made and lost on narrating debates and coming up with a gotcha moment. But Adams' take was, well, Trump was this is like a 3-round fight, and even in 16, the real debate was the second debate, is where Trump really made substantial gains, and he just last night he was sort of testing out the limits of Biden, where he could go and what he was, where the areas that he could attack later on. He wasn't, I guess he wasn't as critical. He was critical of Trump, but took it more from a strategic standpoint than anything else. But it was the first two were on the narrator, and Trump missed a lot of opportunities. And then, just by chance, I caught Clay Travis, and he's one of the people on Outkick the Coverage, and one of the hosts of Outkick the Coverage, Jason, I want to say Wilcox, maybe the other one, I can't think what his starts with a W, but anyways, he gave his analysis last night without watching anybody else's reviews of the debate. And his first thing was, he kind of said Trump dominated the stage, Trump dominated the debate, but is that really a good thing? Was that the point? And he's like, the same thing I'd said earlier, or in my vlog yesterday, is that the standard for Biden was set so low. All he had to do was just not, crap himself, and it was a major achievement. So he was he wasn't as critical about what Trump said or didn't say as far as how he missed opportunities. He was talking about where Trump made inroads, where Trump was strong, and he came up with a couple of things that maybe Trump should really hammer Biden on in the next election, or we need to get answers for, and that was the packing the Supreme Court, where Biden wouldn't answer that. He wouldn't answer the filibuster question. And with COVID, Trump doesn't want lockdowns. Biden does. And he was talking about how Michigan should be opened up. And it was kind of rather coincidental because I think I just got the email yesterday where Whitmer had signed another emergency order, keeping the emergency order in place till basically the end of October. So I don't know if that was specifically sent out because of that, but they did mention Michigan. Biden wants more lockdowns. So now but he wasn't as critical of the narrator. He referred to the narrator more as a referee that had to keep separating a couple of fighters because they're kind of hitting below the belt or hitting after the bell, telling these guys to kind of knock it off. He wasn't overly critical of the narrator and what he was doing. And then we get to Lamont's live stream last night, which I listened to, and I watched the live chat and participated a little bit. And in there, nobody had said anything about the narrator. I think Lamont's main point was, if it wasn't for COVID, the Democrats would have nothing. I think that's very true. Clay Travis said Trump has to turn the COVID thing into more of an economic issue. And according to polls, Trump does poll well when it comes to the economy, so maybe it wouldn't be a bad thing to try to merge COVID in with economic recovery. But it was just interesting that someone like Clay Travis, who doesn't have a dog in the fight, and even Lamont's audience, which is because Lamont is pro-Trump, is for the most part a Trump audience, that none of them really talked about the narrator. I'm not quite sure what to make of that, other than with Lamont, is the audience is maybe we've already decided who we're going to vote for. I don't think the debate changed anybody's mind. If you weren't going to vote for Trump, you're still not going to vote for him. Biden's performance isn't going to make you vote for Biden. I probably said something like that in the vlog, in yesterday's vlog as well. I'll leave a link to Clay Travis's vlog. I will leave another link to People's Pundit Daily, I believe, and that is the Richard Burris vlog, and he is the pollster that does a very neutral poll, and you can catch his vlogs and you can see exactly where people are falling as far as for Trump or for Biden, or how they felt about the debate. He's going to be a really good indicator. He doesn't come at it from either side, and he really kind of gets into the data so that he gives you a much more accurate reading, a much more accurate poll of whatever people are thinking. So I think that's about it. I think most of my opinion is I think most people tuned in for Jerry Springer. There was more people going to see if Biden could hold up, and if he couldn't, it would be over. He held up. They didn't change anybody's votes. I don't know if it takes it completely off the table or not, but maybe that's all it did is it's just no longer an issue. I know there's a lot of people that say from the Democratic liberal side that Biden shouldn't do any more debates. I sort of feel possibly that I'm 50-50 on it. He proved what he needed to prove. He could keep his train of thought together, and he didn't mess his pants. Well, at least it didn't appear. He could have been wearing Depends, but it appears that he got through standing up for an hour and a half without much of a problem. But the real problem that I have is, you know, we went through this sort of thing with when we elected Whitmer. And like I said before, it was going to be very difficult for a Republican to win. And the problem is when you're not voting for people on issues, politicians on issues where it's more of a I'm not Trump. This is the kind of people that you get. You get the Governor Whitmers. You get the people that are nothing more than political hacks that only do things that better their party. And this is what you're going to get with Biden. You know, you're going to get more lockdowns. You're going to get, you know, the higher taxes. You're going to get California, Michigan, New York is what you're going to get. So just be aware that that's coming down the road if Biden wins. Make no mistake about it. You're going to see a bunch of Michigan-type states throughout this country. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.